Morning students, in before class we have studied some points in the chapter, in last chapter, metals and non-metals. So last chapter ಅಲ್ಲಿ metals non metals ಅಲ್ಲಿ some points ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. So which one points already studied in the chapter metals and non-metals? So physical properties of metals and non-metals, chemical properties of metals and non-metals. In chemical property, they understand reaction of metals and non-metals with oxygen, reaction of metals and non-metals with water, reaction of metals and non-metals with acids, and also displacement reaction. Such points studied in before class. इतना points ना before class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Today learn. So last one point in the chapter metals and non-metals. That is displacement reaction and uses of metals, non-metals. So metals and non-metals uses ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Displacement reaction ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Later goes to the third one chapter, coal and petroleum products. ಕಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಲು ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲಿಯಂ ಉತ್ಪನ್ನಗಳು. So ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, comes to last one point in the chapter metals and non-metals. That's called displacement reaction. Already what? Displacement reaction. Here already understand some points here. So what is the concept of displacement reaction? ಇದರ ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಏನು ಅಂದಾಗ it is a one type of chemical reaction. ಒಂದು ವಿಧದ ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Chemical reaction four types are identified. One type of chemical reaction, this one displacement reaction. So remember, this is the concept. It is a one type of chemical reaction. What is called this one? The chemical reaction in which element present in the compound displaced by another element. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So element present in the compound displaced by another element. Otherwise, it also defined by other statement. High reactive element displaces less reactive element in the compound. Compound ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ less reactive element ಅನ್ನು high reactive element ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಥಾನ ಪಲ್ಲಟಗೊಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ. So ಈ ತರ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಟು ವೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ವೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. high reactive element now comes to this point here. high reactive element ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಶೀಲವಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. high reactive element displace less reactive element, less reactive element. So this is one of the point here. It is a type of chemical reaction. Okay, element present in the compound displaced by another element or the displacement reaction. Okay, high reactive element displaces less reactive element in the compound. called displacement reaction. Now we are taking example. This one already understand. Copper sulfate. It is called now compound. Zinc. Zinc is an element or metal. Copper is an element or metal. Copper sulfate solution appear blue color. Appear blue color. So here ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಲೆಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, ಕಾಪರ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್. zinc displaces the copper. Whenever zinc reacts with copper sulfate, zinc is high reactive element. Remember this point? Zinc is high reactive element. It displaces high reactive element. It displaces less reactive element. Zinc is high reactive than copper also, iron also. Iron, copper, other metals compare ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ತುಂಬಾ reactive element ಯಾವುದು? Zinc. ಸತು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Zinc is a metal. Zinc is high reactive metal. It displays less reactive metals or elements, copper or iron. So which one high reactive element now we are identified? Zinc. It is high reactive than copper and iron. Whenever zinc reacts with copper sulfate, zinc displaces the copper. Let it form the zinc sulfate. ZnSO4 is a colorless. Copper sulfate is blue color. Zinc displaces the copper in copper sulfate solution. Let it form the zinc sulfate is colorless. Copper sulfate is blue color. Zinc sulfate is colorless. Copper becomes obtained red moss. So this is one of the suitable example of a displacement reaction. High reactive element displace less reactive element in the compound. Copper sulfate now called what? Compound. So this is some parts that are related to displacement reaction. One type of chemical reaction. High reactive element displaces less reactive element in the compound called displacement reaction. It is an example of displacement reaction. Zinc is high reactive than copper and iron. Okay, now goes to learn some parts. Everyone under the uses of metals and non-metals. Metals ಮತ್ತೆ non-metals ಗಳ uses ಅನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Later goes to some parts which are coal and petroleum. Uses of metals and non-metals. Now comes to this part, metals and non-metals. Okay, students, now comes to here. What do you understand? Use number of metal or metal articles or metal things or metal substances in our day-to-day life. But also use non-metals by different ways. In our day-to-day life in different fields because we need convenient life and comfortable life. तो ಅನುಕೂಲಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ ಬದುಕಲು ನಾವು ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅನೇಕ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಐರನ್, ಕಾಪರ್, ಜಿಂಕ್, ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಷಿಯಂ, lead, potassium, calcium, gallium, cesium, francium, cobalt, chromium, nickel, manganese, gold, platinum. Those are called metals. So metal things are very much useful to us. So ನಾವು ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಕಾಪರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So they are totally very much useful to us in different ways, in different fields. Now comes to uses of metals. Metals uses identified ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So metals or metal articles used to making machinery parts. Used to making machinery parts. And the metal articles or things are used to making industrial gadgets. Industrial gadgets. ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಉಪಕರಣಗಳ ತಯಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅನೇಕ ಯಂತ್ರೋಪಕರಣಗಳ ಭಾಗಗಳ ತಯಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. And the metals also used in aeroplanes. So aeroplanes ಕೂಡ metals ಅನ್ನ metal things or articles ಅನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. And also in trains and also in satellites ಉಪಗ್ರಹಗಳು. Also in cooking utensils so ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ತಯಾರಿಕೆಗೆ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಉಪಗ್ರಹಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಟ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಏರೋಪ್ಲೇನ್ಸ್ and also industrial gadgets, ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಉಪಕರಣಗಳು, ಯಂತ್ರಗಳ ಬಿಡಿ ಭಾಗಗಳು. So here to making number of parts by using metals. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೋಸ್ ಯೂಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಈ ತರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Metals are used to making machinery parts, industrial gadgets, also used in aeroplanes, trains, satellites, cooking utensils. ಈ ತರ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. Those are together called what? Uses of metals. First point we have studied everyone that are related to displacement reaction. Second point we have studied everyone uses of metals. Goes to third point everyone uses of non-metals. Uses of non-metals. Later goes to some points about coal and petroleum products. We know already oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, potassium, carbon, chlorine, iodine, hydrogen, helium, argon, neon, krypton, xenon. Those are all together called as the non-metals. Likewise, metals, non-metals also very much useful to us in our day-to-day life in different ways. Now comes to one of the uses of non-metals. We know oxygen is an example of non-metal. Is found in atmosphere gaseous state. So oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, sulfur, those are all called as non-metals ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So different ways. One of the uses of non-metal, oxygen is an example of non-metal from gaseous state. Very much useful to all organisms for breathing. Oxygen is non-metal, very much useful to all organisms for breathing. Very much useful to all organisms for breathing. Now comes to second one. And also nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Potassium is a metal, okay. Nitrogen, phosphorus is non-metals, okay. They are also very much useful. These are used as used to making fertilizers. Used to making chemical fertilizers. Fertilizers ತಯಾರಿಕೆ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So we know already we buy varieties of chemical fertilizers, NPK, super phosphate, diammonium phosphate, and called by different names, DAP, diammonium phosphate. So those are together called as urea, together called as chemical fertilizers. Making chemical fertilizers, they use non-metals. nitrogen, phosphorus, and some micro nutrients they are also supplied. So here non-metals like NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, so these are used to making fertilizers essentially required for growth of the plant animals. Essentially required for growth of the plant animals. Growth of plant animals. So this is one of the use of non-metal. Non-metals का ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Now comes to other uses of non-metals. And some of the non-metals very much useful to us. Non-metals also used for purification of the water. Purification of water like chlorine. Is an example of non-metal from gaseous state. That is good disinfectant also. That is used for purification of water. Chlorine. We have not mentioned the names of non-metals, but now universally uses of non-metals. Non-metals used for purification of water. Non-metals used to making fertilizers. Non-metals like oxygen essentially required for breathing. And non-metals. So sometimes of the non-metals that's used for making medicines because antiseptic nature. ಕೆಲವು ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ರೋಗ ನಿರೋಧಕ ನಂಜುನಾಶಕ ಗುಣ ಇದೆ. ಸ್ಮಿಯರ್ ದಿ wound ಗಾಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಮಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ the wound become cured ಗುಣ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. That means some non-metals used as antiseptic. Smear on wound, they cure the disorders or diseases. Used as antiseptic. And sometimes the non-metals used to making crackers. ಪಟಾಕಿ ತಯಾರಿಕೆ ಸಿಡಿಮದ್ದು ತಯಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Like sulfur, phosphorus. Those are called as non-metals. So used to making gunpowder and burst or crackers. ಸಿಡಿಮದ್ದು ತಯಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪಟಾಕಿ ತಯಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ non-metals ಕೂಡ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Some non-metals used to making crackers, some non-metals used as antiseptic, some non-metals used for purification of water, some non-metals used to making fertilizer, some non-metals like oxygen essentially used required for breathing. Those are together called as uses of non-metals. Your study of these parts. First one displacement reaction, second one uses of metals and non-metals. Now goes to learn some parts in the next one chapter by coal and petroleum products. Goes to next one here, coal and petroleum products. Coal ಕಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಲು petroleum ಉತ್ಪನ್ನಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. So those are called as natural resources. ಸ್ವಾಭಾವಿಕ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳು. This chapter learns only parts about natural resources. ಸ್ವಾಭಾವಿಕ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Today learn some parts. So here we define natural resources, man-made resources, or man-made things, and classification of natural resources, and identify example of the exhaustible and inexhaustible natural resources. Such points now we will understand under introduction of coal and petroleum products. Under introduction of coal and petroleum products. Okay, now comes to this points here. Listen here. You are already understand. Remember coal, ಕಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಲು, petroleum ಉತ್ಪನ್ನಗಳು. commonly called as natural resources. commonly called as fossil fuels. ಪಳೆಯುಳಿದ ಇಂಧನಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. And commonly called as exhaustible natural resources. ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗುವ those are called the fossil fuels or natural resources. This is the concept of the coal and petroleum product. Those are together called as fossil fuels. Or together called as a petroleum product. Together called as a petroleum product. इतना concept रखा हुआ है. Now comes here. In our day-to-day life, we use number of things or materials in different ways, different fields. Because of our need, or lead comfortable and convenient life, use the many number of materials in our day-to-day life. Because of our needs, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಗತ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಪೂರೈಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು use number of things, number of materials, number of substances. Here, some of these things are substances obtained from the nature. Some of the things are substances that obtained from the nature. Prakriti obtained from the nature. So those are commonly called what? Natural resources. Those are commonly called as the natural resources. स्वाभाविक संपन्नों का करेंगे. Some of the things obtained from our nature. These are commonly called as natural resources. And it also defined by the statement. The things occur in nature and useful to us are also called as natural resources. Our materials occur in surroundings and useful to us. These are defined by natural resources and the things occur in nature and useful to us. That means you obtain some of the things or substances in our surroundings, they commonly called as natural things or natural resources. So, for example, obtain some of the things in our surroundings, like obtain water, obtain soil, and also obtain the forest products like timber, gum, resin, leather, honey, and valuable materials that obtained from the forest product or wildlife product. Those are commonly called as water, soil, forest product, wildlife product, or animal product, agricultural products like timber, forest product, timber, leather, ಚರ್ಮದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು. So these are commonly called as natural resources or natural things. So example ಕೊಡಿದಾಗ ಇವುಗಳನ್ನ ಕೆಲವಾರು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. Agricultural products, animal products, plant products, air, water, soil. So those are occur in our surroundings, occur in the nature, and those are together called as natural resources. So nowadays we not only use the natural things in our needs. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಗತ್ಯತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೇವಲ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. We also other type of the things so that made by humans, by effort of the humans, the work of the humans. We use that much things also. We lead comfortable, convenient life, or because of our needs. So such one things are called as man-made things. Such one substances or materials now called as man-made things. We use natural things but also man-made things. Because of our needs. We remember, ಯಾಕೆ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ? Our needs, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಗತ್ಯತೆಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Because of our needs. So this is one of the important points. We use varieties of the things. ಅನೇಕ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. because of our needs. Second point, we use natural things of time, our surroundings, or from the nature. So that are air, water, soil, minerals, petroleum products like coal and petroleum products, plant products, animal products. So those are together called as natural things or natural materials or natural resources. We also use man-made things because of our needs. Which one are called as man-made things? Like plastics. That one called as a man-made things. Glasses. A glass article. Plastics. Glasses. Ceramics or porcelain material. Ceramics or porcelain material. Pingani padarthalu. And also cement. So varieties of the things. Iron articles. Kabida dosturu. So totally we use natural things and man-made things in our day-to-day life because of our needs. Our needs, comfortable life and convenient life. Okay, goes to second point here. So here things occur in nature and also obtained by effort of humans. So here identified the resources, living resources, non-living resources, renewable resources, non-renewable resources. So ಇದರ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Mainly classified into types. Natural resources mainly classified into types. Remember here ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಎರಡು ವಿಧಗಳಾಗಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Mainly classified into types. Based on the availability of various resources in our nature. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಎರಡು ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. Point, we need varieties of the things because of our need. We use varieties of materials because of our needs. Second point, we classify or list out natural things and man-made things. Third point, we identify mainly two types of the natural resources based on the classified based on the availability of classified mainly availability of various resources, availability of various resources in the nature. अरे ದೊರೆತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ದೊರೆತಕ್ಕಂತ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ದೊರೆಯುವಿಕೆ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ based on the availability. Here the natural resources may be classified into two groups. Types. One is called exhaustible natural resources. The one is inexhaustible natural resources. So those are two groups of the resources. ಎರಡು ಗುಂಪಿನ resources ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. And also identified other groups: renewable natural resources, non-renewable natural resources, living natural resources, non-living natural resources. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಮೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿ ಎರಡು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ based on availability of resources. So what are the resources? Now we are identified exhaustible resources. ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗುವ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳು. Second one is inexhaustible natural resources. ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಸ್ವಾಭಾವಿಕ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳು. Now first identified, let us go to define easily. Exhaustible natural resources. That one, coal and petroleum products, and also minerals, consumption, minerals, natural gas. ಮುಗಿಸಿಗೋ ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗುವ ಸ್ವಾಭಾವಿಕ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳು. And second one type now what I mean for inexhaustible natural resources ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗದೇ ಇರೋ ಸ್ವಾಭಾವಿಕ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳು. Mainly identified sunlight. So mainly now what I mean for inexhaustible natural resources. So this part now you understand from the chapter of coal and petroleum products. First part, we use varieties of things because of our needs. Second part, here we list out or classified natural things and made things. Third part, here we classified varieties of resources, mainly classified product based on availability of various resources in nature. Fourth point, mainly classified two group exhaustible and inexhaustible natural resources and their examples. What do we call this part? And another part, low in the next class. Okay, thank you.